The Complex is a Wales interactive movie. FMV game would have been a better title, although maybe not in this case, but we'll get there. It was directed by Paul Rashid, who also gave us 5 dates and 10 dates. 15 dates in total. Sorry, had to. It was written by Lynn Renee Maxey and stars Michelle Milot, Kate Dickie, Al Weaver, and Kim Addis. And I think lately I'm trying to make more of an effort on doing more middle-of-the-road productions and talking about them, whether it be games, films, whatever. Because, I know I've had a tendency in the past to go, oh, I really like this, so I want to do a video on it. Or, I really hate this, let's do a What the Friday. Or that kind of thing. But I've said in a few videos previously that the art of choosing things that are okay and being okay with it is something that we're losing because of the systems that, require 5 stars, otherwise someone gets penalised. So we've tended to become very polarised. So yeah, this is kind of my effort of, well, this is something that is middle of the road, but it's okay to be that. Now, as an interactive piece, I think it's actually worse. This is what I was going to say. Because as a sci-fi thriller, if it was just a sci-fi thriller, low budget, independent, British thing, I'd be okay with it. I'd be like, yeah, I enjoyed that, maybe a 7, 6.5, if I really was not in the mood for it on that day or something. But as an interactive piece, it maybe drops down to 5.5, 6. I feel 5.5 is a bit low, so maybe just 6. So it's not a massive drop, because the core content is still there, like it would be in the produced film. But the interaction here is minimal and low stakes. And I mean that in the sense of whatever choices you make doesn't really matter too much for the ending. Even the first choice, I'm guessing, like the choice I made, the opposite is just be like, well, this person's doing fine now because of the actions you chose. That's it, just a throwaway line. I know I don't like to do it, but I accidentally saw something, and someone likened it to almost like an escape room. But I would expand on that to an escape room with literally binary options as well. Like, open this, or let someone else do it. Actually, that option has 3 choices. Let one person open it, let another person open it, or open it yourself, or move it. And in fact, that box is one of those that cements the idea that none of the choices matter in a meaningful way. Because I chose to do it myself, because I'd sent the other people to do jobs. So I'm like, well, I'll move the box, because it's addressed to me, they're busy, fine. The moment I made that choice, one of them comes up, oh, I'll move it for you. So whatever I chose, would that person have done it? And I'm saying that person, and I'm not saying what happens with it, because if you do want to play through this yourself, I want to give you that option. But it feels like it was written that that was going to be the choice. That person had to have whatever happens with the box. So it doesn't actually matter. There's one choice where you either smash a thing or you use chemistry and blow up the thing. Both end up with that thing destroyed. Probably. I mean, the one I chose did, definitely. But so many of these things are very much non or inconsequential that I do think it would have better served just as a released independent film. Maybe having Wales Interactive bankroll it was the only way it was going to get made. Maybe that's why it's this. But I do feel that it suffers from a lack of interaction for something that should be an interactive piece primarily. Either before this or after this, depending on when I've done it, there is another example, I think it's one of the earlier ones, and that was mostly good, and there was a lot of interactivity, there's a lot of puzzle solving. Because I'm not sure if it's come first or last, I'm not going to go into more detail because I don't want to spoil a future video or reiterate something I've already done. But what that had, I mean, there are things wrong with that, yes, but what that had that this doesn't was interactivity, was a feeling like your choices matter. The other 2 in the bundle, I'm not going to do videos on them specifically because I don't think there's enough there to do it. But the other ones in the bundle that I hadn't played before also suffered from a surface level interactivity. I think over time that's dwindled, because I remember playing Late Shift. I know I've talked about that on this channel. And that had some interactivity, go into locations and explore a bit and really sort of get an idea. But the other ones, Bloodshaw and Mia and the Dragon Princess, both of those just didn't really hit me in the same way. Although with Mia, it was more it wanted to be really silly and then suddenly very serious. The tonal shifts were too drastic for me. This game, for want of a better word, this film that occasionally has you choose stuff that doesn't matter, I did enjoy the content. Just the delivery was the problem. I do think an official canonical version, just as a film, would have been so much better, but they wouldn't be able to sell it on Steam and probably get a load more money than, you know, the direct-to-video kind of sales that they'd have had otherwise, probably. But seriously, give it a go. If you like sci-fi thrillers, if you like, you know, the idea of like kind of nanotech kind of stuff, and, you know, corporations doing bad things and evil governments, that kind of stuff. Like I say, there's stuff to love here. I do like the story, and I like the performances. I forgot to mention that Kate Dickie, I could watch in everything. She's great, I love her, but all of the others, who I may be less familiar with, do a good job as well. Al Weaver, I think, really excels as Reese, because he brings, that very flippant, glib kind of way, but that's a facade. He's the funny guy because that's how he gets through the world. Being a doctor, the career he's chosen, all that kind of stuff, there is a heart to him, and some of the stuff that he does clearly shows that there is that caring side. So all of these performances is why I think it works well as a film, but it doesn't mean that it makes a good game. But seriously, have a look yourself. Maybe watch a playthrough on YouTube. Why not? Watch it as a film. Like a no commentary playthrough. But seriously, it's not bad. It's not amazing. It's okay. And that's okay. So thank you very much for letting me talk about that. And as always, until next time, take care.